Hello and welcome to the Cade and Eric weekly podcast show. Kind of get mixed up there because I'm used to doing Common Sense Theater on my TikTok, so I got a little flustered there for a second. But welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the show. I'd just like to thank everybody who listens, who continues to listen, any new listeners. Really, really appreciate it. And go through all the socials. There is a Facebook page, The Cade and Eric Show on Facebook, also Twitter and Truth Social, Cade and Eric Show. Although I've heard that Twitter is no longer going to be called Twitter, it's going to be called X, according to Elon Musk. So I guess what do? You do X's instead of tweets, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, I'll still call it Twitter until everything changes officially. So find me on Twitter and TikTok as well. Go check out my Common Sense Theater, and then I do some other fun things on there too. So go check that out. Really appreciate it. And then please rate and review the podcast. I would really, really appreciate it. It'll make it so the podcast is out there so more people see it. We can get like minds together and come together on these topics. So, like I always do, I will start off with some sports. So, college football starts a month from yesterday with something kind of cool. I was looking up to see when that started. I am a big college football fan, probably more baseball until, baseball season's pretty much over or is over, and then it kind of shifts for me to college football. But I have a few teams that I follow. BYU for one, I've liked them since I was really little. More of a recent, well, in the last 20 years anyway, is I have been following Texas. My parents lived here in Texas. I lived in Texas, so I follow the University of Texas. My wife went there. Anyway, so I follow them as well. Florida State, I have mentioned them for my mother-in-law that has passed away. This is my connection to her. So there's that, and my stepson, he goes to Texas Tech, so we do kind of follow them. So there's a few college football teams that I like to follow, keep up with. But so just something kind of cool. Notre Dame and Navy playing Ireland to start off the college football season this year, so that's pretty cool on August 26th. There's, I don't know, 8 or 9 games that are played that day, and then Thursday, August 31st, a bunch more games. We've got Nebraska, Minnesota, Florida, Utah, which it's Utah. That's them. So there's that. That'll be cool. Then Friday, September 1st, we got some more games going on. And then Saturday, September 2nd, is when everybody else goes. So really cool, really excited. The NFL preseason starts next Thursday, I believe, on the 3rd. So that's pretty cool. Of course, we got to do the Astros update. They took 2 out of 3 games from Texas. They are still 2 games behind. There was a bit of almost a fight last night. Yordan Alvarez and Jose Altuve finally came back, and the Rangers proceeded to bean Alvarez. And so, looking at the play again, I don't think it was on purpose or anything. It was an 0-2 count, and so I think the pitcher just lost the grip on the ball, and so it went flying into his back. And so then we ended up hitting Marcus Semien, and then he got his revenge on Framber Valdez, who was the pitcher for last night, with a 2 or 3 run homer. I forget how many it was, but anyway, so then they didn't appreciate him kind of staring down Framber for getting hit, but he got his revenge, I guess. Anyway, just a bunch of drama. Also, something kind of interesting that hasn't happened since 1884. Yes, you did hear that right. 1884, a triple play that was. It was. Of course, it's not coming up. Just a second. It was an 8-3-5 triple play. If you're familiar with baseball, you know the different positions. The eighth position is the center fielder. He threw it to the first baseman. He caught it, threw it to the first baseman. got the out at first, then the runner from second was trying to get to third on that throw, and they got thrown out trying to get to third. So anyway, so just something kind of cool. It hasn't happened for a very, very long time. So that would be the sports update. I know golf is going on as well. I try to keep up with that a little bit. Mostly just the Masters is what I pay attention to there. I would love to go to Augusta. That would be amazing. But something kind of cool. My kids are here for the summer, and they have been saying, "Oh, we want to get on the podcast. We want to get on the podcast. Can we please get on the podcast?" So I finally found something that they could talk about. So there's an article from CNN that they, their magnificence and their brilliance has come out. So they think they have discovered some new technology, apparently, there at CNN. Because they can't have the combustible engine because we're killing the planet. Yes, we're killing the planet. So there's a couple different voices there, but they think that we're killing the planet, running our engines with our ships and our planes and our trains and our automobiles. So they have come up, they think they've come up with some new technology to pull these big giant cargo ships across the ocean without using the engine, without using their combustible engines. And so we'll have the kids say what they think they have discovered. So here we'll have my daughter Michaela come here and say what she thinks they have come up with. Here you go.
I think that they will use these big sails to take it with the wind.
All right, so we got sails, and then we'll have my son.
I think they expect people to paddle.
All right, so we're going to paddle, and then they're going to come up with sails. So they think that they've come up with some new technology, but they want to do giant kites. So we already kind of have, like my daughter said, she was smarter than CNN, and they thought that they were going to come up with this brand new technology, have big giant kites, like the kites that you have as you're running around in the field, and you have kites. I don't know if kids still play with kites anymore, but they used to. And so they think that they have the amazing brand new technology to have these kites pull these ships across the ocean. Here's a news flash for you there, CNN. Sailboats have been around for thousands of years. So an 11 and 12-year-old were smarter than you guys. So, yeah, that's the brilliance there at CNN and these climate activists. So you have that. And then you have more brilliance from CNN as they were in San Francisco, the lovely city. Well, it used to be very lovely. Now it's not so much anymore. Is that they were reporting on the different stores, because all the stores up there now have to lock with chains and locks and plastic. Doors are covering everything so people do not steal them. And they witnessed, in the article it says CNN witnesses 3 alleged thefts in 30 minutes while reporting on shoplifting. Alleged, you just watched them walked right out the door. So here's a bit of it.
Richie Greenberg walked into a San Francisco Walgreens when he saw in the frozen food section this.
Chains, heavy chains that went from padlock to padlock on both sides of the doors. And this was bizarre, something I'd never seen before. This is just more icing on the cake, telling us that rampant crime has become a regular part of life.
So typical that in the 30 minutes we were at this Walgreens, we watched 3 people, including this man, steal. Did that guy pay?
Nope.
Did that guy pay? He didn't pay? Walgreens says this Richmond neighborhood store with aisles of products like mustard locked behind plexiglass has the highest theft rate of all their nearly 9,000 U.S. stores, hit more than a dozen times a day. When thieves turned to cleaning out ice cream and frozen burritos, workers grew so frustrated they resorted to the chains. They were ordered down by corporate because of the negative messaging.
Oh, okay.
But Walgreens isn't the only retailer impacted in San Francisco. You have to ask an employee for help. At this store, frozen food is controlled with a cable lock. Fake eyelashes locked behind plexiglass, along with lotion and nail polish. At another another grocery store. $14 bags of coffee under lock and key. What is this?
I don't know. I don't understand why coffee.
Here she is.
But it's become kind of like a police state.
They don't understand. How do you not understand what is going on? The whole reason that all your crap is locked up is because you've got people just stealing it. And in California, you can steal up to almost $1,000 and nothing happens to you. Hello, why are you surprised? I mean, come on. Oh, I don't know. I'm just surprised. I don't know what's going on. Anyway. So there you go. If you want your products, and you have to sit there. I mean, how inconvenient is that? You got to get somebody, hey, can you help me get this coffee? Or can you help me get my donuts? Because you can't just walk up, grab your stuff that you want, and go. I mean, there's going to be absolutely no, like, perusing and, going through the store and think, oh, maybe I'll try this or try that. You pick out a couple of things that might be new. No, you go in, you get your stuff, and you go home. I mean, sales has got to be suffering. People don't want to I wouldn't want to go into stores that have that. But this is what happens when you vote Democrats into your elected offices, as you're in charge of your cities, in charge of your state, look at the country. It's a mess. I actually posted a video on that. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I posted a TikTok about that, how on my Common Sense Theater, that if you want to have success in your cities, do not vote in a Democrat. So yeah, go check that out. TikTok, the Kate and Eric Show on TikTok. So there you go, CNN's brilliance right there. In other news, there have been, in the last couple of years, there have been a lot of young, very healthy people all of a sudden just get heart attacks for no reason or another. And the latest, unfortunately, and hopefully he has a speedy recovery, is Bronny James, LeBron James's son, who also is a great, I assume he's a great basketball player. I've never really watched him play, but he had, a heart attack, just like the Bills player, Damar Hamlin did. He had a heart attack on the field. Actually, his wasn't a heart attack. It was called commotio cordis. Going through EMS school and medic school, there is it's extremely rare. I've never heard of any of my friends that were in medic school or afterwards on the truck. It's very, very rare. What happens is you have blunt force trauma to your chest, and it messes up your heart right at the point as it's about to beat, and so it kind of screws you up a little bit. So that's what they said happened to him. Oh yeah, okay, that's what happened to him. I mean, there was a tackle, but it wasn't like he got rocked off his cleats or he rocked somebody else off their cleats. It was just a regular tackle, and then he just kind of fell down. So Bronny had the same thing, and I hope Bronny's okay. But it's just interesting because LeBron James was so for the vaccine. He came out and he was so for it, and he wanted it. So let's just see what he had to say. The audio might be so good, but let's listen to what LeBron James, the king, had to say.
I think when it comes down for me, I can speak about myself. I think everyone has their own choice to do what they feel is right for themselves and their family, things of that nature. I know that I was very skeptical about it all, but after doing my research and things of that nature, I felt like it was best suited for not only me, but for my family and for my friends, and that's why I decided to do it. So, but as far as I don't, you guys should know me. Anything that I talk about, I don't talk about other people and what they should do. I speak for me and for my family, and that's what it's about. But you think the issue is important enough for someone?
All right, anyway, that's enough. So that was a couple of years ago. So he decided that he wanted to do the vaccine, and does he regret it now? Anyway, but I hope the best for Bronny. I really, really do. Hopefully he recovers. Then also, on sort of the same vein there, Jamie Foxx comes out and speaks for the first time since his apparent illness that nobody's gonna say what it really happened, but obviously there's the speculation that it was the vaccine related. Here's what he had to say coming back after months of just nothing.
First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody that's prayed, man, and sent me messages. I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television show. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was gonna make it through. And to be honest with you, my sister Deidre Dixon, my daughter Corinne Marie saved my life. So to them, to God, to a lot of great medical people, I'm able to leave you this video. I cannot tell you how great it feels to have your family kick in such a way. And y'all know they kept it airtight. They didn't let nothing out. They protected me. And that's what I hope that everyone could have in moments like these. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. They said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed. But I did go through. I went to hell and back, and my road to recovery had some potholes as well. But I'm coming back, and I'm able to work. So I want to thank the people that let me work, and I just want to say that I love everybody, and I love all of the love that I got. And man, I know they talk about people crying on videos. You can do take two, but I'm not gonna do a take two. It is what it is, and if you see me out from now on and every once in a while I just burst into tears, it's because it's been tough, man. I was sick, man, but now I got my legs under me, so you're gonna see me out. But like I said, I just want you to remember me for the jokes that I crack, the movies that I make. Some of them good, some of them ain't. I think I got a good one out. And the songs that I sing, man. And then, somebody was talking about I'm clone. Well, check this out. Just kidding. Not clone, man, but I'm here on earth because of some great people. I'm here on earth because of God, man. So I love all y'all. I just wanted to jump on here and let you know that I'm on my way back in love.
So that's awesome. I'm glad he's back. He looks like he has been to hell and back. He's lost a lot of weight. I was kind of expecting Tom Cruise to come out of the video that he posted on Instagram. He'll rip the face off, and it's Tom Cruise. Surprise! And he takes off the little voice changer thing like in Mission Impossible. I'm so glad, glad that he's feeling better. But it's interesting that they will not say what his illness was. They won't say what Bronny had. He just had a heart attack, a healthy 18-year-old. It's just, I don't know, make your own conclusions, I guess. But then also, there's an article out by Today that says young people are more likely to die of heart attacks post-COVID, study finds, but why? A recent study found that heart attacks in people ages 25 to 44 increased by 30% compared to the expected number over the first 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic. That's not normal. That age group shouldn't be having heart attacks. That is your peak. That is your prime. When your body's in peak and your prime fitness most of the time. There's an article here that goes on to say, when Demi Washington, a basketball player at Vanderbilt University, came down with COVID-19 in late 2020, her symptoms were mild, just a runny nose, but to ensure her safe return to the court, the school required her to go under an MRI. The results brought Washington to tears. Following the infection, the now college graduate had developed myocarditis when the heart muscle becomes inflamed, which can decrease the heart's ability to pump blood. The condition can lead to a stroke or heart attack, according to the Mayo Clinic. Washington was not vaccinated against COVID-19 at the time. She says, I was scared because my internal organs were like, oh my gosh, I need that to live. Yeah, just a little bit. You need some of those. She recalled to Today, I didn't really know what was going on I didn't really know what was going to come of it, how long it was going to take for it to resolve. Washington had to skip the rest of the 2020-2021 season, but ultimately she was grateful. I think about the fact that Vanderbilt does do the MRI and a lot of the other schools didn't, she told Today in a segment aired February 9th. The fact that I could have played if I didn't is hard and scary to think about. She goes on as that her doctor talks about it, but later in the article, I want to read more of this. Luckily she was okay. But COVID-19 heart attacks and young people. Since the COVID-19 pandemic began, heart attack deaths across all age groups have become more common in the U.S., according to a September of 2020 study by Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles. The age group hit the hardest people between 25 and 44, who saw basically a 30% relative increase in heart attacks over the first 2 years of the pandemic. Young people are obviously not really supposed to die of heart attacks. Yeah, you think? Thanks there, Captain Obvious. They're not supposed to have heart attacks at all. Dr. Susan Chang, a cardiologist at Cedars-Sinai and author of the study, told Today in a segment aired again February 9th. Adults between 45 and 64 saw a 19.6 increase, so basically 20% increase in relative heart attack deaths, and those 65 and older saw almost a 14% relative increase, according to a press release from the Cedars-Sinai. The increase in U.S. heart attack deaths continued through the Omicron surge, even though the variant is thought to cause milder illness. In spite of heart attack deaths have aligned with the timing of the COVID-19 surge in the U.S. But we're not supposed to talk about that. We're not supposed to talk about how the vaccine is causing these deaths. We're not supposed to talk about how COVID is messing you up this bad. We're not supposed to talk about that. None of this is the vaccine, or they're pushing the vaccine like crazy. It's just there's more to that, but just very, very, very interesting. I've never really got into the vaccine, but I did not get it. Thank goodness I did not get it. I was not required to get it from my job. Although my wife had to get it for her job, we're both in the medical field. But luckily she is okay. So I don't know, take it with a massive grain of salt is what I would say, because do your own research. If you feel like you need to get the thing, get the jab, get the vaccine. Either family members that have gotten it, family members that didn't get it. So it's a very, very controversial thing, because it was pumped out in like 9 months, and then all of a sudden they're not going to pull it because of all these things that are going on with all these young kids, all this increase. But it's kind of scary. But it's almost like I don't know if we're going to go deep into this, maybe this is like conspiracy theory. I'll go, sit in the corner here for conspiracies with Caden. But I don't know. Actually, on second thought, I was going to play something, but I just don't feel like I should. So anyway, so just take those wonderful stories. Also, in other news, we have Disney, the wonderful world of Disney, and its magnificence. Well, sort of, not really anymore. You've got them losing almost $1 billion with their latest movies. Dang it, I hate it when Disney. What happens to such a great company like Disney? Analysis estimate that Disney has lost $900 million in the last 8 studio releases. The films contributing to the losses include Lightyear, Thor: Love and Thunder, Strange World, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, The Little Mermaid, and Eternal. The 8 films cost roughly $2.75 billion to produce and only brought in $1.86 billion. Still, that's a crap ton of money. I wouldn't mind $1.86 billion. Okay, but what about the marketing costs? You have to take that all into account as well. It must be more than not almost $1 billion in losses. So there's also the whole thing where the latest Disney flop is Eternal, which I didn't see. I didn't see Lightyear because the gay thing in it. I didn't want anything to do with that. I did see Thor: Love and Thunder on. I didn't go to the theater and see it, but I saw it on Disney Prime or Disney Plus or whatever the heck it's called. Getting Amazon and Disney Plus mixed up. But Thor: Love and Thunder is okay. It wasn't all that spectacular. Strange World, there's the gay stuff in the Thor, there's the gay stuff and Strange World, the Doctor Strange movie. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, that was okay, it was decent. Ant-Man and the Wasp, we did see that. Did not see The Little Mermaid and did not see Elemental, like I said, so I didn't see very much of those. And then Indiana Jones, they released the new Indiana Jones movie. I think it's called The Dial of Destiny. I probably will wait until that comes out on Disney Plus as well. I don't want to, come up with some new content. The last Indiana Jones movie was awful as well. So it's just, we don't want more Indiana Jones movies. We want something different. Do something different. As well as Disney, the parks have reportedly suffered as well. There aren't as many people going to the parks, so they are losing a lot of money. So I wonder what's contributing to that. Well, for one, I think the parks, their prices are way out of control. They're overpriced. And I am I think I said that, Star Wars Day on May 4th, I did a cool Star Wars thing, and I am a huge Star Wars fan. And when they opened the Star Wars Land Galaxy's Edge, I think is what it's called. I wanted to go there so bad. I wanted to see the Millennium Falcon. I wanted to see the X-Wings. But now, because of the wokeness that they have embraced and are pushing in our face, in our kids' faces, I'm good. I don't need to go see some fake Millennium Falcon. I'll just watch it on TV. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars going to their ridiculous, overpriced park just to go see this. It's not worth it to me anymore. My wife's excited because we don't have to spend thousands of dollars. But yeah, so Disney is in big trouble. It couldn't happen to a nicer company, I think. It's fantastic. And then finally, if you're friends with the Obamas or the Clintons, you better not be anymore, because the Obamas' personal chef was found dead in 8 feet of water, less than about 100 feet from shore. So there's another one for their body count for the Obamas. And there's also I think I saw where one of the lawyers for both of those two lovely people was found dead as well, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. I did forget this. Back to the COVID thing. I want to play this clip from the lovely President Biden and his brilliantness. So I did forget to talk about this when I was talking about the COVID. So let's just play. It's only 4 seconds, so listen to what he had to say.
And we're still feeling the profound loss of the pandemic, as I mentioned, of over 100 people dead. That's 100 empty chairs around the kitchen table.
Just 100? I'm pretty sure we lost like 1 million people. But I guess according to him, he kind of lost count at 100, which doesn't surprise me because he can't count. I can't find. I thought I saw that there a lawyer for the Clintons and Obamas has been found dead from like turbulence. That they were bashed around in turbulence, which has like happened. You could count it on one hand how many times that's happened. And usually the result of being dead from turbulence is the plane has crashed as well. So yeah, and the Obama chef, he was a great swimmer. There was videos of him doing laps in a pool. So just what did he overhear? What did he know? And what was he going to come out with that they were doing? They're just evil people. So do not befriend the Clintons nor the Obamas because you might end up at the bottom of a lake. So there's that as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. It's been great. It's been fun. It's been fun to have the kids on here. Finally, they can give their 2 cents because they were like, I want to be on the podcast. I want to be on the TikToks. My daughter's really about to hit me in the head. But yeah, so hopefully you've enjoyed this. It's been fun. It's been great. Remember, you can find me as well on Facebook at The Caden Eric Show, Twitter, Caden Eric Show, and Truth Social, Caden Eric Show. And then please come out and check out my TikToks, Common Sense Theater, on TikTok, Caden Eric Show. So I post a lot of funny those. I love doing that. That's fun. I dress all up and it's fun. So please check that out. Please rate, follow, because we need to get the word out. We need to all be united in this. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. I have enjoyed making it, and we will see you next week for episode 16. Have a good week.